Okay, so in this short technical tutorial, we will go through the creation of tillable textures for games, and for that we will create a new document, and we will size this to 1024 by 1024. Transparent, it's okay, and for the color profile we will select don't color manage this document. Okay, so we hit OK, and the picture which we will use here is this one. I'm going to copy paste inside the Photoshop. There we go. Actually this image was already in 1024, but in case if you have a larger image, then you just simply hit Ctrl T to scale the image, and you will choose a portion or region of the image which is suitable for your texture, and with a lot of details or more details. And after that, when you've done with that, you hit enter to confirm the scaling, and then you hit Ctrl A to select the region of your document, and then go to image and crop to chop practically the image to that document size. Okay, but take into account that we already have a good resized image, we will go through the rest and apply our first filter for cleaning up this image and make it suitable for game texturing, game engine texturing. But first of all, we're going to duplicate this layer for safety reasons and hide one of them. Okay, so the first step, a very important step, is to apply a high pass filter on this image, because as we can see here, we have lighter areas but also we have darker areas, and these differences between lightness will influence the tiling of the texture, and it will be very ugly if we live with this luminosity. So for this reason we will go to filter, other, and high pass. Now don't be scared about this lightening up of the image. We will solve it in the few additional steps. So the recommended radius for it is actually you can practically play with the values. As you can see, if we go down on the radius, we will getting some weird effects, not weird effects, but practically we're losing details of the image, and therefore we will try to maintain a mid value for this. Well, usually reasonable value is somewhere 30-35. I'm leaving this image at 30 because if I raise the value, the radius, you'll see that actually nothing happens, nothing much happens, just some darker spots will appear on the image. So we will leave this at 30 and hit OK. Now once we have equally lined up texture, we can bring back the colors and make it a lot more darker, because it will spark in the game engine if we leave like this. Now we will apply some additional filters here. Level will be the first, then we can apply a curve, and also we can apply a hue saturation, and also a color balance sometimes is useful, and we will go one by one. Okay, so for the level, as we can see, we can set this Well, usually I'm setting the lower and higher values somewhere where the curve begins, and it will practically, as you can see, just popped up the real colors of the image. Well, it tends to get bluish, but we will solve this problem here. Okay, so sometimes I'm leaving this somewhere at the middle, but sometimes I'm also darkening and contrasting the image. Well, in this case it's too much blue here, so I'm going to leave this somewhere in the middle of the curve. Okay, so this is it for leveling the image for now. Then we will go to the curve, and we will play also with the high and low values. First we will take the low value and we will just simply slide it a little bit in and check the effect. Nothing special, it's bluing out the image, so we leave it like unchanged. Let's see the higher values. It's lighting the image too much, so in this case I'm recommending to not use curve. I'm going to not use the curve tool, the filter. Okay, now we will go to hue and saturation. Now here we can play with the values, just trial and error, because practically there is no other solution. It depends on the content of the image. If you're doing dirt, then it will have some different values, but if you're doing some green texture, ground textures, then it will tend to go in minus each three values. So I'm trying to get back the green values somewhere here with this. The saturation, we will definitely have to lower down the saturation, because as we seen before, we tending to get the bluish hues there. Okay, and also lightness of the image, we can dim down the light too. Well, something like this for now. Now we will use the color balance to try to get back the greenness of the grass. So let's see what we can do. First off, we will go to green, right, and we will try to bring back the natural looking of the grass. Something it's quite okay here, but I'm going to pop it to the maximum. And also I'm playing with the red values because I need some yellowish and dry looking effect also. Not too much, because as you can see it's getting too orange. Somewhere around here we have some light orange in on or yellow in the between the green spots. Okay, and also I'm tending to a little bit down, but not too much. Okay, something like that here. Now once we've done with this, we will going back to the level, and practically we will load down darkening down the image while it's too green at the moment. Let me see with the lightness tool. Yeah, it's quite let's apply a brightness and contrast too and play with it a little bit. Let's get down the brightness and pop up the contrast very high. let's do maximum. Okay, so let's play with this. Okay, the most important thing is that we will always try to maintain a equilibrium between all our greenish or green grass type textures in generation, because practically we will need in the game engine to be something fluent between the colors, and we don't want too many differences between the green colors. So we will tend to maintain these values all of the rest of our settings throughout a generation of other grass tiles. So if I'm going to use another image, then I will try to maintain these values in order to have a okay, we will dark this down quite well, somewhere around this, and we will see inside the game engine, but it's too green, I guess. We will see. Okay, so what I was saying, that we will try to maintain these settings for the other images which we will use as ground textures, because we will have a fluency. We will need a fluency in our textures. Okay, so at the moment we will live like this, and we can test it in our game engine. Let's see. I'm going to save that. Oh, I should have one of these, but let's name this test. Make sure ICC profile is not set, and hit save. Okay, now we're going to generate also a normal map if you want, or any other map. But now, for now, we will just simply test this in our game engine. Now here we go, we will wait until it loads. I have some tests already here. Now as we can see, usual unbalanced luminosity texture, we can see how the repetition is going on, how ugly it is when it's applied on the terrain, because we have some darker spots, but we also have some lighter spots. Now if we do not use high pass on these kind of images, then it will result in these patterned looking ground. Okay, so let's import our image and add a texture. I'm going to select my test grass, and let's see how green is it. If it's too green, then we will go back to Photoshop and play with it. Okay, so this is our test texture. I'm going to select it. It's quite green. Okay, I didn't set the tiling, so add it, and I'm going to set somewhere around 2. Okay, as we can see, if I'm painting all over, now how nice it's looking now. As you can see, it's not repetition. It's not that ugly repetition in the ground. Okay, but anyway, as we can see, it's too green. It's too green. Definitely, we will have to lower the greenish colors. So therefore, we will go into the color balance, and we lower down the green a little bit. Okay, intending to give a little bit of a yellowish color too. I'm going to save it simply and wait to reload in game engine. Let's see how it looks. Okay, it's quite realistic, but what I was saying, all the rest of the textures which we're going to use as a ground texture, and they are related to grass, they will have to be somewhere similar in color variation with this texture. So all of the rest of the images, I'm going to try to maintain some sort of a similar configuration for all these settings. So that concludes our tutorial. Bye.